Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhammad Afif. I will be presenting question 1 about the transportation problem. So the transportation problem is a fundamental concept in operation, research, and logistics that deals with the optimal distribution of goods from multiple suppliers to multiple destinations. It is a type of linear programming problem aimed at minimizing the total transportation cost while meeting the supply and demand requirement of the involved entities. Several solution methods exist for the transportation problem, including the northwest corner method, least cost method, Vogel's approximation methods, and advanced optimization algorithm. Like the transportation simplex method, this method provides insight into the allocation of resource, facilitating better decision making in logistic and supply chain operation. So this is the question 1 table. So I will present for the balance. Before we begin, we must ensure that the table is balanced for transporting. To check it, the equation is total supply equal to total demand. As we can see, the total demand is in the below and the total supply is at the right corner. Since both sides is 25, so it is a balanced transportation. Next, we will begin to filling the table in top left corner, which you can see the blue box in here, and progressively progress to the lower right corner. The next step is to calculate the overall cost of delivery for the original solution. So if you see the calculation here, we get 273. Next, step 2, we must check whether the initial answer is optimal solution using the MODI approach. So this is the MODI approach that we use. As you can see in here, next is to finding assessment of empty space in the red box. Our goal. So this is the formula. We want to find the missing numbers at the red box. So if you can see in here, given the presence of negative evaluation highlight in red, as a result, it is practical to lower the whole delivery cost. So in here, we can get the negative evaluation is -3, -1, and -4. Step 3, the maximum negative index is 4. So that where it will go in the following table. The table there shows the matching close path. If we look at the close path with its alternate plus and minus sign, we can see that the square with the lowest value 1 unit and occupant is C3C. C3C. Depending on the sign, a different solution can be produced by adding or removing 1 unit from each corner. So you can see the table here. Next is step 4. Using the new table, we keep searching for the best solution with the MODI algorithm. Let's figure out UI and VJ one step at a time. Inputting the value of one of them is necessary for this task. U1 equal to 0. As shown below, the calculation and the result of the calculation. Over here is the table. Next is step 5. We're going to find the evaluation of empty room of the red box. This is the formula. same as before. So there have been bad reviews, highlights, or bad evaluating, negative evaluating highlight in the rate. Because of this, it is possible to lower the total cost of delivery. So the negative evaluation is -3 and -5. Next step is since the negative 5 is the worst possible negative number, it was chosen to be used in the next table. The above table shows the closed road that goes with it. Each corner of the closed path has an alternate plus and minus sign. The occupied square with the minus sign and the lowest number 3 units is C2B. C2B. Next, a new answer can be found by adding or taking away 3 units from each corner depending on the signs. So as you can see, by adding 3 units from each corner, the -5 become 3, and by taking the 3 units, the 4 become 1, and by adding 3 units, the 1 become 4, and by adding 3 units, the -3 becomes 0. Next, using the new table, we continue to use the MODI method to find the best answer. Let's figure out UI and VJ one step at a time. Inputting the value of one of them is necessary for this task. U1 equal to 0. So C1A is U1 plus VA. As you see here, as you see the calculation, you can see the result that been displayed. Next is step 8 is to find the evaluation of empty room in the red box. It's the same. After the calculation, I have highlighted the negative evaluation, so they stand out. This means that the total cost of delivery can be lowered. The negative evaluation is -5. Next, since -5 is the worst possible negative number, it was chosen to be used in the next table. The above table shows the closed road that goes with it. Each corner of the closed path has an alternate plus and minus sign. The occupied square with the minus sign and the lowest number 1 unit is C3D. A new answer can be found by adding or taking away 1 unit from each corner depending on the sign. Next is using the new table, we continue to use MODI method again to find the best answer. Let's figure out UI and VJ one step at a time. Inputting the value of one of them is necessary for this task. Then U1 is equal to 0. As we shown below, the calculation and the result. Next is step 11 to find the evaluation of empty room at box. I have also highlighted the bad reviews or the negative evaluation, so they stand out. This means that the total cost of delivery can be lowered. So the negative evaluation is -3. Next, since the -3 is the worst possible negative number, it was chosen to be used in the next table. The above table shows the closed road that goes with it. Each corner of the closed path has an alternate plus and minus sign. The occupied square with the minus sign and the lowest number 2 units is C2B. A new answer can be found by adding or taking away 2 units from each corner depending on the sign. Using the new table, we continue to use the MODI method to find the best answer. As shown here at the left, this is the This is the formula and the result of the calculation. Next is to find the evaluation of the empty room. Since there are not any negative evaluation, this means that the best answer has been found. So the optimal solution is 243. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Hanif Zaifi and I will explain for question 1. Before we begin, we must ensure that the table is in a balanced substitution. So the equation is total supply equal to total demand. We get the answer 21 equal to 35. Since both sides is not equally same, so it is unbalanced substitution with excess of 4 demand. Next, we will begin filling the table in the top left corner, which is in the orange box, and continue to progress to the lower right corner. Next, to calculate the total cost of delivery for initial solution, you will get the answer 253. And then for the step 2, you need to find UI and VJ step by step. To do this, we need to enter the value of one of them. Let's say UI equal to 0, which is UI plus VA equal to 10, VA equal to 10 minus 0 equal to 10. So below is the answer for this step. Okay, after you get the answer, you need to find the evaluation of unoccupied space, which is the blue box. The equation is K1J equal to C1J Cij minus Vi minus Vj. So below is the answer, and there are negative evaluation which is highlighted in blue. As a result, the overall shipping cost can be reduced. So for the next step, since the -4 is the highest negative index, it is selected to become occupied in the next table. The corresponding closed path is the shown in the table above. Based on the alternate plus and minus signs assigned to each other, corner of the closed path, the occupied square with minus and minimum allocated value, 1 unit is C3C. A new answer is obtained by adding or removing 1 unit to each corner in associate with the sign. So this is the answer. And next, to find UI and VJ step by step, we need to answer the value of one of them. And let's say U1 equal to 0. So the answer is below. And next, we need to find the evaluation of unoccupied space, which is the blue box. And the equation is the same, which is Kij equal to Cij minus Ui minus Vj. And since there are negative evaluation, which is the blue highlighted, therefore it is possible to reduce the total cost of delivery. And the next step is since -5 is the highest negative index, it is selected to become occupied in the next table. The corresponding closed path is shown in the table above. Based on the alternate plus and minus signs allocated to each other corner to the closed path, the occupied square with minus and minimum allocated value is 3 units and is C1B. by adding or subtracting 3 units to each corner according to the sign, a new solution is obtained. So next, you need to find UI and VJ step by step. And is this the same as before? Let's say that the UI is equal to 0 and you will get this answer. And then you need to find the Kij, which is equal to Cij minus Ui minus Vj. And since there are negative evaluation blue highlight, which is the blue highlighted one, therefore it is possible to reduce the total cost of delivery. And for the step 9, since the -5 is the largest negative index, it is chosen to be filled in the following table, which is the red one. And based on the alternate plus and minus signs assigned to each corner of the closed path, the occupied square with minus and minimum allocate value is 1 unit is C3D. The new answer is obtained by adding or removing 1 unit to each corner in accordance with the sign, which is, as you can see, the orange one, the yellow one. And then for the step 10, it is the same as before. You will get this answer. And then you need to find the evaluation of unoccupied space, which is the blue box. You can use the evaluation, which is Kij equal to Cij minus Ui minus Pj. And then you will get the -3, which is the greatest negative index. And based on the alternate plus and minus sign to each other, to each corner of the closed path, the occupied square with minus and minimum allocate value, which is 2 units, is C2B. A new answer is obtained by adding or removing 2 units from each corner depending on the sign. And as you can see, it is same as before, which is the UI equal to 0, and we will get the answer below. And lastly, we will use the same equation, which is K1J equal to Cij minus Ui minus Vj. And after the calculation you got, there are no negative evaluation. As a result, it has arrived at its optimal solution, which is you can get the answer, which is 223. So that's all for me.
Hi everyone, so my name is Izzat Bimarani. So now we move on to the next question, which is question number 2. So this question is related to the project management topic. So in this question, we need to find the critical path for each activity network. So before that, we need to find the earlier start, earlier finish, late start, and late finish. Before we focus on how to solve this question, we go through very simple about this topic. So what is project management? What is network diagram? And what is critical path method? So this method used to help the managers plan, monitor, control their projects to ensure that they can be completed within the schedule and the expenditure spent is within the schedule budget. For those who want to conduct the project, so they need to make a planning, which is activities can be done at the same time and which activities need to be done accordingly. So each activity has estimate completed time to be done before start working on the next activities or tasks. What is the early start and early finish? So the simple word which is when we can start more earliest for that task, and what the time we can finish early. So it's same like the late start and late finish, but the difference is the late start, which is the when the late and the late time we can do that task, and so and when the task will be finished. Alright, so for the next, the slack time. So what is it? What does it mean by the slack time? So the slack time is the amount of time an activity can be delayed from the earliest start without delaying the project completion time. So in this slide, you can see that there has a formula that we need to do to calculate the slack time. So there has two formula, which is the first one is we need to know the number of the late start, and we minus by the earliest start, or maybe we can use the number of the late finish and minus by the earlier finish. So for the critical path is the network give the shortest time in which the whole project can be completed. So also this means that for this critical path means that for the project they have to do don't have any delay time, or maybe we can see, we can mean by the rest time. So after we complete the previous task, so they have immediately to move on to the next task. So if they have a delay on the previous task, so it will cause a delay to the whole task. So how to draw the diagram? So which is we need to create a table. So in this table consists 2 column and 3 row. So the first as you can see is the activity name, and beside that is the estimate that duration time to finish, and below that the activity name is the early start, and below that is the late start. So same goes to the next column, which is the early finish and late finish. So after all the information I'll be key in or be calculate, so we need to find the slack time, and the whole table or the whole diagram we need to find the slack time. So after that we can find the critical path. So we need to create the table for each activities we have. So this is for example, example after I create the table for each activities based on the question that we discussed. So the question you can see on the first slide or for the next slide. So as you can see that, so we have a number like 7 to 10. So basically this one is a indicator of the estimate time they need to finish for their task. So after we fill in a completion date, so like this, so we need to find the earliest start. For the independence table, or for the table that connected to the start, need to put 0 on the earliest start. So for this case we have 3 activities that connected to start, which is activities A, activities B, and activities C. So after we find the early finish, we need to make some calculation to how to calculate to find the earliest finish. So the calculation is earliest start plus by completion time. For example, on activities A, the earliest start is 0 plus by 7. So the answer is 7. So the 7 is the earlier finish. So next, we move on to next activities. So for the next activity, as you can see that after activities A and B finish, they will go to the same activities, which is activities E. So for the dependent table, to find the earliest start, they need to find which connected. So the connected activities is activities A and activities B has the max number for earliest finish. So this one early finish. For this case, the connected table that has a maximum number of the earlier finish is the activity E, which is the 7. So for activities E, the earliest start for activities E is 7. And to calculate the earliest finish, so same like before. So we need to 7 plus by 10, which is 17. So that activity has split to the two activities. So we just, for activity A, split to the two activities, which is activities C and activities D. So we just put the 17 as the earliest start for both activities, since they only connected one table from the activities G and D. So G connected to the E and D connected to E. So which is this the only connected table from the previous table, from this task or previous activities. So for activities I, same as we do in activities E. So which is this activity connected to activities, which is activities F and activities C. So we need to find the which activity has a maximum number early finish. So in this case, the maximum is 27. So after we fill all the details, so just put the same calculation until the finish. So after we fill in a completion date, so like this. So we need to find the earliest start for the independence table, or for the table that connected to the start, need to put 0 on the earliest start. So for this case, we have 3 activities that connected to start, which is activities A, activities B, and activities C. So after we find the early finish, we need to make some calculation to how to calculate to find the earliest finish. So the calculation is earliest start plus by completion time. For example, on activities A, the earliest start is 0 plus by 7. So the answer is 7. So the 7 is the finish, the earlier finish. So next, we move on to next activities. So for the next activity, as you can see that after activities A and B finish, they will go to the same activities, which is activities E. So for the dependent table, to find the earliest start, they need to find which connected. So the connected activities is activities A and activities B. Has the max number for earliest finish. So this one early finish. For this case, the connected table that has a maximum number of the earlier finish is activity E, which is the 7. So for activities E, the earliest start for activities E is 7. And to calculate the earliest finish, so same like before. So we need to 7 plus by 10, which is 17. So that activity has split to the two activities. So we just, for activity E, split to the two activities, which is activities C and activities D. So we just put the 17 as the earliest start for both activities, since they only connected one table from the activities G and D. So G connected to the E and D connected to E. So which is this the only connected table from the previous table, from this task or previous activities. So for activities I, same as we do in activities E. So which is this activity connected to activities, which is activities F and activities C. So we need to find the which activity has a maximum number early finish. So in this case, the maximum is 27. So after we fill all the details, so just put the same calculation until the finish. So next, we go for how to find the late start and late finish. So as you can see that the the activity H and activities J connected to the finish. So that the last task before they finish the task, then they finish the project. So both activities connected to finish. So how to find the late finish? So we need to find the maximum number of the earliest finish. So for the H, earliest finish is 30 and J, earliest finish is 32. So it means that the J activities have the maximum number of the early finish. So we need to put both activities 32 at the late finish. So next, how to calculate the late finish and the late start is to minus by completion time. So late finish minus by completion time, you get the answer for the late start. Next, for the activities I. So since the activities I speak to the two activities, so basically you just need to put the earliest finish on the, sorry, basically you need to put the late start for the activity I's on the late finish for activities F and activity C. For the activities E, so this one if you can see that activities E connected to the two activities, which is activities G and activities D, means that the activities D connected to E and activities G connected to E. So since they have the two different type of the earliest the late start, so how we need to identify which number we need to use for activity E as a late finish. So to find the late finish for this case is you need to find the minimum number of the late start. So in this case, the late start for this issue is the activities D, because activity the late start is 17, and for the late start for the activities D is 19. So for the answer is 17 is the late finish of the activities E. So after we already calculate all the earliest start, late start and late finish, so we need to find the slack time. So how to find the slack time, which is the late finish minus by the slack time. So the late finish minus by the slack time, which is 0, and so basically we need to make sure that both earliest and late has the same answer. So how do we identify the critical path? So basically which select time has the minimum number of the select time, so that's the answer for the select time, which is for this activities A had a select time 0, E, D, F, I, J and finish. So means that the when the start for the A activities they have to complete during the 7 days before proceed to the next activities. So because of that, if they can finish in during this time, so we delete all the activities after that. So for example, for the activities B, so the set time which is 5 days, so after they finish, even they finish in the 7 days, they still have the 5 days more, so they can relax or they have can be delay because it will not affect others activities. So that's all from for the question 2. So next we go for the question number 3. Thank you.
Okay, my name is Muhammad Mizambi Hashim. So I've been assigned to do this question. So for the first, we look at the question. A dietitian wishes to mix together two kinds of food X and Y in such a way that mixture contain at least 10 units of vitamin A and 12 units of vitamin B, and 8 units of vitamin C. The vitamin contents of 1 kilogram food are given below. 1 kilogram of food X costs RM16 and 1 kilogram of food Y costs RM20. So the question 1, find the least cost of mixture which will produce the required diet. So before we go to the next step, I will explain about the instruction first, because of this question based on chapter 3 linear program. Mathematical programming is used to find the best or optimal solution to a problem that require a decision or set of decision but how best to use a set of limited resources to achieve a stated goal of objective. And then for linear program require that all the mathematical function in the model be linear function. Okay, we go to the solution. I wrote down the information based on question. The mixture content X unit of food equal to X, and then the mixture content Y unit of food equal to Y. For the vitamin A, total requirement at least 10. The constraint is X plus 2Y, at least and more 10. For the vitamin B, total requirement at least 12. 2x plus 2y at least and more 12. We simplify it as plus y at least and more 6. For the last one is vitamin C, total requirement at least 3x plus y at least and more x. Okay. For the next step is I wrote down x at least and more 0, while y at least and more 0. In order to minimize the mixture cost, we're going to use the function minimize x. Okay. Food x cost RM16 and food y cost RM20. So we get z equal to 6x plus 20y. Combining all constraints, we get minimize z equal to 16x plus 20y. Subject to constraint, we have 4. For the first one is x plus 2y, x plus 2y, at least and more 10. And then x plus 2y, at least and more 6. And then 3x plus y, at least and more 8. And then the last one is x at least and more 0 and y at least and more 0. So here we have 3 constraints. So I put a table to know the value of x and y axis. So as you can see, the graph is a graph of visible region. The shaded is a visible region. This corner point, after we do a graph, we can get corner point. So from the corner point, we can get a value of z. For know the minimum of value of z, we use the constraint 16x plus 20y, 20y. So we put the value corner point into the this constraint. So for the minimum, we get minimum value, we get 112. The explanation is given that the visible region is unbounded. Consequently, 112 might or might not be a z minimum value. To accomplish this, we must do a graph inequality. So back to the before slide, previous slide. As you can see, the red line is 16 16x plus 20y less than 112. To know why I do this, because I want to know the minimum value. So we simplify it for x plus 5y less than 28. So I put a table to know the value of this x and y. So after do this, we can get this graph. So the conclusion is given that there is no point between inequality and the visible region. Thus, 112 is absolutely Z the minimum value. So therefore, if 2 packet of food X and 4 packet of food Y get used up, the cost of the mixture will be minimum. The minimum cost of mixture is 112. That's all explanation from me. Thank you.